Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Katie Creole on YouTube and on Instagram, and I basically make videos about sewing. I hope that you are all very well. I am good. I decided that today I was going to give you a little update on where I am on my project, what I would like to sew in the near future. I don't think I've ever made a video like this, so it might be a little bit messy. And you can see my messy shelves behind me, but this is real life, this is authentic, and I've decided that that's how I'm going to post on YouTube going forward. And a few of you really liked my previous video with no preparation, very little editing, so I really appreciate that. If you are new to this channel, I basically only talk about sewing, fabrics, patterns, so welcome if that's something you're interested in. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my latest make. So unfortunately, I was unable to film myself showing you the dress and talking about the dress, but I was able to take pictures and I was able also to film the dress. And if when I post this video I've managed to get pictures of my sister wearing it, I will put the pictures on here as well. I'm not entirely sure I'll get the pictures before then, but I will be showing you pictures of the pattern, and then I'll show you the little video I managed to take before I send the dress to my sister, because she does not live in the UK, so it was a little bit tricky for me to manage to film myself before the dress was sent. So this is a pattern company that I found on Etsy. So my sister, she wanted a dress for her birthday, not to wear on her birthday, luckily, because I am very late on this project. I am not going to tell you when she asked for that dress because I'm very ashamed. I'm a very, very selfish sewist, and I'm just very ashamed. But I promised that she would get a dress, and she now has a dress. So she wanted the dress, so she chose the pattern. She also chose the fabric. And I'm basically going to take you through what I decided to do. So, what we decided to do, really. So, the pattern company is called Daisy and Peace, and the dress is called the Prim Dress. I think it is the Prim Dress, not the Prime Dress. So, it has adjustable straps, which I thought was really, really good. I've never sewn any, so that was a really good experience for me. And you can obviously, you've got back ties that you got what do you call that? Yeah, back ties, I guess. I'm not sure what you call it, but you basically have to obviously tie the straps at the back, not the straps, the ties at the back, to close the dress, to close the back, which she really liked. And yeah, it was a really, really nice dress that I never heard of. I'd never heard of that pattern company. So Daisy and Peace, you can find them on Etsy. I'll put the link in the description box below. In terms of sizing, it goes from a double XS all the way to a double XL, which I thought was not bad at all. So it's in inches, 30.5 inches for the bust all the way to a 48 inches. And in centimeters, it's 78 centimeters all the way to 122 centimeters. So let me know if you think that is quite wide or not at all. I'm not too sure, actually. I think it's probably standard-ish. Then in terms of fabric, I ordered 3 meters and I've got a bit left. Not too much, but I've got a little bit left. The width of my fabric was narrower than usual. And yeah, I think that is it for the little pattern information. So I'm going to show you the dress that I made. So we chose a Batik fabric from Pound Fabrics, and I think they still have it on the website, so I'll put that in the description box as well. I really, really loved the final result. I've loved sewing that dress for her. I don't think I would enjoy it that much, but the fabric was really easy to sew. And the adjustable straps at the back, there is a really good tutorial that the pattern designer has included in the description by Kim Dave, if you know her. She's very big on YouTube in the sewing community. I'll also put the tutorial in the description box as well, because you might just need one tutorial to do your your straps, your adjustable straps, just be careful, because there's a point where the way she's explaining the straps, she's filming obviously her hands, and there's a cut, and then the next time she's filming, she has to turn around the strap. So just be mindful when you follow what she's saying. And if you're struggling, you can always send me a little comment or a DM on Instagram. But yeah, you have to really look at how she's sort of orientating the strap. But I managed to make them, thank you, Kim. And yeah, I was very happy with it. So I hope you could see the dress all right. If once I get the pictures, because I will get the pictures, I will ask my sister for the pictures. They will be posted on my Instagram, and I might show them in my next video if I don't get to show them here. But yeah, I was very pleased with this. In terms of level, I think that it is a beginner or confident beginner pattern. I can't remember if that is on the pattern instructions, so I'm checking. I can't see them. I would say it is probably a confident beginner. The adjustable straps, as I said, a little bit tricky at some point during the instructions, but also what I would say is the instructions were not the greatest. I mean, you can absolutely, if you are an intermediate sewist like I think I am, I had no issue. I could sew the whole thing. There was a couple of points where I thought that if I was a beginner sewist, maybe I would struggle a little bit. But that's me being very picky. I didn't think at all that it was complicated. It's just that there could have been a bit more explanations at times for someone that is a beginner, put it that way. But it is a simple pattern itself. Oh yeah, and the pictures sometimes were a little bit misleading. I know one picture was a bit misleading, but overall it wasn't bad at all. And I know the Etsy patterns are very much hit and miss from what I've been told. So yeah, I do still recommend this pattern. If you're an intermediate sewist, no problem at all. You will get the little couple of things where you'll be like, I'm not quite sure this is done that way, and you'll just do it your way. If you are a beginner sewist, just be a little bit careful. And if you need help, I'm here, I can help. So I love this dress, I'm very happy with it. And now back onto some sewing for me. Like if I was sewing so much for other people. But it has made me think, it really has made me think about the fact that I have stopped sewing for other people for the last year or so, especially because I've not had time for myself anyway. But it definitely has made me want to sew again for other people, so it's quite nice, and I've got a bit more time at the moment. Maybe not for long, maybe for longer than I think. I'm not sure just yet, depends on workload and all that. But I am definitely, in the next couple of months, I'm going to schedule a couple of projects. One for my husband, I'll tell you about it in another video. So the next project I want to talk about is my first Minerva project as part of the Minerva Makers team. I am so happy that I have been selected by Minerva. I think it was a couple of months ago. It must have been a bit more actually, probably April time. So I received my first fabric probably a month and a bit ago. It's a lovely linen viscose fabric, and I'm basically going to show you what I want to make with it. So the idea is to make shirt and trousers, as well as a camisole top, so a cami top. So this is the pattern. Originally I made the trousers of that pattern, just the trousers, to go with the Sew Over It Amy shirt, and I'm going to put you a picture of me wearing the entire outfit. And this just gave me the idea of sewing this pattern again, but with the shirt this time, so that particular shirt, because I really love how it's gathered at the cuff. I don't know if you can see, I love this shirt. So I'm planning on making those two, not the top, because I have no boobs, so that would not work, but it looks beautiful on her. So the shirt and the trousers is what I want to make. Now in terms of cami top, I have this lovely book by Mimi G, who I'm sure you know. If you don't know her, please go on Instagram and search for a page, and go on YouTube. She is absolutely amazing. I love her so much. I can't describe how much I love this this designer. Yeah, Anyway, so the book is called Make It Yours with Mimi G, like I said, and she has lovely, lovely patterns on there. And basically the idea is to help you learn how to do alterations to a pattern. So I think you start with the base patterns. So she calls them the base patterns, and I think there are 8 of them. I can't remember how many. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 7 base patterns. So button up, trousers, pencil skirt, fitted tee, camisole, wrap dress, duster. And then from those 7 patterns, you can actually sew so many different versions. And I love this book for that. And I was really eager to try it. So the top that I've decided to sew with the shirts and trousers from this pattern is her camisole top. If I can find it, so it's right here. So these top here that she is wearing on the picture, that I thought was really cute, with a very soft v-neck, little straps. It's such a really cute top. So basically I decided to go for this, to go with this trousers and shirt little outfit, and I hope it's gonna come out really nice. So the instructions are like this for all the base pattern, and then once she starts helping you alterate the patterns, she also gives similar instructions to do your alterations. So this particular camisole top is very easy. So there's only 2 pages. This is the other pages. The other page, sorry. You have the finished measurements, which is great. So they're right here. And you also have the body measurements, but I tend to go with the finished garment measurements every time I decide which size I am going to sew. So I love this top. I absolutely love how she has made the drawings, because I think they're very clear. The instructions, I would say, are not necessarily beginner friendly. There, for example, she asks you to sew the darts on the front, but there's no drawing, and she doesn't explain to you how to do it. So if you didn't know how to sew bust darts, you would need to Google it. You would need to go on YouTube. So that's one thing to bear in mind. The instructions are very clear in terms of all the steps. I had no issue with following the steps. It's just that if you are a beginner, you will have to go on YouTube and check some of the techniques. But as I said, it's very clear, and I'm sure you could do it. It might take a bit more time because of the little back and forth you might have to do. It is definitely a beginner friendly pattern. I had no issue sewing this with the instructions, obviously, without the explanation, because these are techniques I've done before, and they're not difficult at all. So I'm going to try to not touch my phone to not make it move. Yeah, so really enjoyed sewing it. The only thing I've got left is the hem, because I don't like hemming. It's something I absolutely hate. I know. One of my friends on Instagram, she finds it absolutely hilarious that one of the simplest technique in sewing I hate. I just find it so boring. And I was about to sew the hem as soon as I was done with the project, sorry. But you cut the fabric on the bias, and I completely forgotten that you're supposed to hang these type of projects for at least 24 hours. Luckily, Mimi G does say that in the instructions. So I stopped myself and I thought, fine, this will be hemmed in 2 months. Probably not, because I've got to publish this project for Minerva. But this is my lovely cami top, and actually it's not just the hem that I've got left, but let me show you. Let me go a little bit further back. So I'm very pleased with how this little cami top goes with the fabric. I think it looks very cute. So you've got your v-neck here, and you can see I've got some, I forgot the name of these now, bobby pins. I think I will correct myself, otherwise I was just having a conversation in French, so I've forgotten all my English, apologies. So the bobby pins are there to basically hold the back of the straps, because her techniques is basically for you to sew the front straps. So you obviously attach your, ooh, I'm doing this so badly. You attach your facing, this is your facing. You attach your facing to your top, and when you do that, obviously this will enclose the front of the darts because you slide them in between. The back, you don't sew the back. You leave this part unsewn, and basically you're gonna insert the back of the strap inside that little hole that is there because you haven't sewn that bit, and you are going to wear the top and decide how much you want to slide this into the little hole. So I thought that was a really good technique. So because I've not done that yet, I have this little bobby pins to hold the back of the straps. And actually, I am sure she says in here how to call this. Pin it in place. No. Oh no, she doesn't say. Anyway, okay. Correct me if this is the wrong term. I will correct myself anyway. So this is my lovely camisole by Mimi G. I absolutely love it, and I hope that it is going to look really nice with the shirt and the trousers that I'm going to sew in the same fabric in that Simplicity pattern I showed you. Actually, I didn't even tell you, this is Simplicity S9756 for that pattern. So that is the pattern I'm going to use to finish my project. So I literally have 2 steps left. So I need to do my back straps and I need to hem the bottom of this. So yeah, definitely looking forward to wear this cami top. I really like it. Yeah, so this is the work in progress project. I definitely have a couple of dresses I want to make, and I'm just realizing that one of the fabrics is definitely not near me, and I thought I had it in my hand 2 seconds ago. Oh, here we go, here you are. So I've got a couple of dresses in mind that I really want to make. Actually, I want to remake because I've made them before. The first fabric is the Southport dress by True Buyers. There you go. I love this dress so much. I have made a version already, so I'm gonna put a couple of pictures of me wearing the dress. It's a lovely pattern. If you've never seen this dress before, it's lovely. I definitely recommend it if you are a beginner. It's well explained. I remember the instructions were good. I'm very sorry I am sweating again. So it's a tank style dress designed to be worn as a cover up at the beach or a dress for around town. I think they say that it is, oh, actually intermediate pattern. So maybe not beginner. I don't think it was that difficult. I guess you do have the buttons. Obviously, you have to finish your sleeves with bias binding, if I remember that correctly. Not your sleeves, sorry, your armholes. So there's no sleeves, obviously. So it has a button opening at the centre front and a drawstring waist with inseam pockets. So it is an intermediate pattern. It's very difficult to say how easy some patterns are because obviously as you're sewing you get better and better. And obviously this means that at some point you find some patterns easier than you would have if you had just started. So it is an intermediate pattern, just so you're aware. So I made this dress in a viscose fabric I bought on the market that used to be right next to my previous flat. So I am a little bit gutted that I'm so far away from that market now, but I will try and go here and then whenever I can because I do miss my fabric seller. I definitely miss him. So the fabric I want to use to make my second version of this dress is a fabric that I have bought at either the Stitch Festival or the Knitting and Stitching Show. So that's the 2 main festivals we have in London, the main sewing festivals. And I love this viscose fabric that I got from, I think it was Rose Material World. I think it was him. I would need to watch my video on the Stitch Festival, on me going to the Stitch Festival. I think this was the Stitch Festival actually. I love this so much. So it has this lovely big pink and white flowers with those lovely leaves and the zebra background, zebra, I'm not sure, background that I absolutely love. I think it would look so beautiful in the Southport dress. I really love it. I don't know if you can see the right colour. Yeah, I think this is the right colour. I really like it. I think it will be so nice in the Southport dress. Let me know what you guys think. But I've had that in my mind for such a long time. I think I've got 3 meters, which is more than enough for that dress because there is no sleeves. I must have lengthened it a little bit. I'll just have to check my previous notes on this my notes on this project that I've made previously. So the that's the first idea I've got in mind. The second idea is the Styla dress. I'm looking around to see where I've put the other fabric. You can tell I'm surrounded by a mess, an absolute mess, but that's fine. I'm just going to remind myself what is the name of the other dress, if I can remember. Yes, it is the Isla dress. The Isla dress by Styla Patterns. So Styla Patterns is a company that I must have discovered on a French channel, actually. I think it was on a French channel. It was through the they've got 2 different types of patterns. They've got the kids patterns and the adults patterns, and they've got different names. So the adults patterns are called the Styla patterns, and this dress is called the Isla dress. So I'm going to show you my version of this dress, which I have loved sewing because of how easy it was. And I'm actually going to double check what is the what's the level, what is the level for this dress. I don't know if they've got it on here. Oh, I can't see anything. Hang on. That's the recommended fabric. They don't say anything. I would consider this beginner friendly, to be honest. I don't think there's anything complicated about this dress. There's no fastening, there's no buttons, there's no pockets. I really don't think it's difficult. Is there no pockets? That's a good question. So it's designed for lightweight woven fabrics with good drape, dress and maxi with optional ruffle hem, optional bodice ruffle, fixed strap, tie strap and strapless options. Elastic waist. Yeah, elastic waist. You can do that even if you're a beginner. That's it. So no pockets, nothing. There's nothing difficult on this dress. So 100% I would say beginner friendly. So I am absolutely going to make another version. This was a viscose fabric, what you saw. Again, I bought this on the market, not the actual market, but some of the shops around the market also sell fabrics. And I remember buying this from one of the shops. It was very thin though, and I remember having to line the skirt part of the dress because I was so worried it would be see-through. But the lining I had was thicker than the actual fabric, so sometimes it's pulling a little bit. And I've got a couple of holes at the waist, which I have had to sort of hand sew, which I have had to close by hand. So not the greatest combination, I have to say. But the fabric I have in mind is this lovely fabric that I bought on Rainbow Fabrics. It is cotton fabric, and I basically fell in love with this fabric. I'm sorry, all of my fabrics are very wrinkly, very wrinkled. So I love the shades of greens and the yellow, and I think this would look stunning in that dress. Because it's such a busy fabric, I think that a simple dress like this with the ruffle, I think that would look really nice. I'll show you the fabric from a little bit closer. I think it's such a beautiful fabric. I don't know what you guys think. I think that would look really nice as an Isla dress. And I really feel like I want to sew this dress again in a cotton fabric. It would be it definitely would have a different look. It'd be more of like a statement dress. It would give more structure to the dress. So yeah, I definitely want to make the Isla dress in this fabric. Definitely let me know what you guys think. But I think that would look so pretty in this fabric. And the reason I've selected those fabrics, those patterns, sorry, is because I've made them already. So I know that on the Southport dress, I might have to downgrade. I might have to do 1 size below for the bodice, but it's very quick to trace because it's a very easy, simple bodice. And for the Isla dress, I will have to wear the one I've made before. I think when you make another version of any pattern, just make sure you try on the previous version you've made, just to see if you've lost weight, put on weight, just to make sure you can reuse the same pattern pieces you've traced off, because there's nothing more annoying than having to trace them off again. But I think it's still important to check, because it's even more annoying if you sew an entire dress and then it doesn't fit you. So I will make sure to try on my Isla dress and see if I need to make different size. It's so easy to trace off. It's literally squares. You literally are tracing squares and rectangles. So definitely recommend, definitely recommend you have a look at this pattern if you like it. Last but not least, I'm just going to talk about a couple of things I've seen online that I thought were interesting, and I think I'll try to do that whenever I do a sewing catch up like this one. So there's a pattern that I have discovered on Instagram not long ago, and it is a paper cut pattern. I love paper cut patterns. So the dress that I stumbled across is called the Altoo dress. It could be a wedding guest dress, it could be any type of going out to a restaurant. I love it. I love it. I can really see a big silky type of flowery fabric for summer. I'm absolutely going to make this dress. I've not bought the pattern yet. So it's versatile piece. It can be made as a top or maxi dress. There's many versions you can make. Many. At least 4 or 5 different versions. With a side seam pocket, center front and back seams, a square line or beautiful twist neck detail. Whether you choose the classic straight across back or the gorgeous low back with optional tie, this dress or top is perfect for any occasion. If you are comfortable with the open back, I think that is so gorgeous. I am not, so I will do the straight across back for sure, because I'm not comfortable without a bra. I mean, there are different bras you can wear. There are different types of bras, sorry, you can wear with this sort of back that you stuck on your boobs. And I have a couple actually, but I've never tried them. I'm so worried they might fall off. But if you have any tip for me, please share them. It's always good to know about things like that. So yeah, no, I love this dress. I was just gonna have a look at the center seam at the front, because I actually, oh yeah, because you have the twist. Obviously the dress is going over the seam, I'm assuming. So that's quite nice because you can't see it, because I'm not a massive fan of center front seams, to be honest. But yeah, because of the fact that it is twisted at the front, you can't see it as much. And a busy fabric, I guess you wouldn't see it that much. But yeah, love that dress, love that pattern. So I thought I'd share that with you. Not another pattern, an Instagram post that I saw on online from Lore Piar. So Lore Piar is Lore Piar in Spanish. I'm not pronouncing that well. Lore Piar is a lovely fashion designer, and she has made a post to explain the cost of creating a PDF sewing pattern, and why sometimes the price is definitely justified. All of the time, not sometimes. Why the price is justified, because there's so much work behind. There is so much investment, financial investment behind, and so many hours of working on the PDF. So I really enjoyed reading that post, because it really opened my eyes on how much work goes behind a PDF sewing pattern. Sometimes I'm very shocked by the prices, but this really made me realize, yeah, all the work behind it. So I'll put the link in the description of her Instagram page. The post is pinned on her page, so you can't miss it. And then last but not least, I discovered a YouTube channel the other day. Her name is, let me make sure I don't say that wrong, Delia Briscoe. And the video I watched, which I will put a link of below, is called Feel Like You Don't Have Time for Sewing, Watch This. And I really enjoy watching this, because it just reminded me that actually there are different ways I can organize my day to sew a little bit. In the past, I have been very much of the opinion that if I only had 5 minutes, there was no point sewing. And I realized that this is why I'm not sewing as much as I would like to, because it's really hard in my mum's life, working life, to find a couple of hours every day to sew. That's actually not possible. But I've just realized that if I make sure that I have even half an hour every day, or every other day, this is so much better than not doing anything. And that's how I managed to sew my sister's dress, because we had family coming around and they were going to take the dress to her. So I had to finish, I had a deadline, and I basically sewed every day, every other day, to make sure that the dress was ready to go when our relatives came to visit. So I am definitely very grateful to Delia for this video, because it just reminded me, she's a mum as well, you know, she's got a very busy schedule like most mums, and I'm not saying you don't have a busy schedule if you're not a mum, but for any mum who's watching this, you know exactly what I mean. And I think this was a very good reminder, if you're struggling with time, to just make sure you put aside some time and you organize yourself in a way that allows you to sew once you've done all the priorities of the day. So really enjoyed watching this, definitely recommend it. So that's it for my sewing catch up. I hope that you enjoyed this little very quick chat, and I hopefully will start cracking on my different project. Obviously I have a deadline on the Minerva project, so this is a priority, but the deadline is quite far away. Luckily they're very nice, they give you so much time, which is lovely. And I really want to make one of the dresses, and I think I might do the Isla dress first because this is really calling me right now, so I will probably start on this one. I hope you have a really good week. I really enjoyed making this very quick catch up, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.